Theo Ragnar, the imbecile of the clan, the Ragnar cripple, the one talentless stain on their perfect family line. He's so weak, his own family schemes to get rid of him, and his personal instructor, Rendon, is a traitor who's secretly planning to murder him in a public match. In the legendary Ragnar clan, everyone is a god-tier genius. They've got the literal blood of dragons, blessed from birth with insane magic power, inhuman stamina, and a natural talent for the sword. The entire crowd is here, buzzing, just to watch the imbecile get humiliated. Rendon is laughing. "Just kneel and beg, you're so pitiful. I might just forgive you." The fight starts, and just like everyone expects, Theo is getting demolished, pushed back. His form is a total joke, he can't even land a hit. But then, just as Rendon is about to land the killing blow, Theo stops. His entire vibe changes. He looks up, his eyes ice cold, and asks a question that makes the instructor panic. "Was it Camellia Palace?" Rendon freaks out. "How?" Theo's voice drops to a chill. "Rendon, do you know what it feels like to have your arm chopped off before the man can even blink?" Theo moves. It's not a clumsy swing. It's a single, perfect, blindingly fast slash. Rendon just stands there, stunned, and then his entire right arm, sword still in hand, falls to the ground. The whole arena goes dead silent. The imbecile, the cripple, just did the impossible. This is the story of how the weakest man in history rewound time to become the single most overpowered swordsman the Ragnar clan has ever seen. A world drenched in fire and blood. A castle is under siege. Men are screaming, fighting, and dying. This is a land of brutal, merciless combat. And in the heart of this chaos we see him, Theo Ragnar, fighting with the desperate, panicked energy of someone who knows they are outmatched. He parries a blow, his eyes wide with terror. But his opponent, a hooded assassin, is a true professional. The blade finds its mark, and Theo is thrown back, a grim smile on his face as he's cut down, his life spilling onto the war-torn earth. His story, this is where it truly began. His death. But to understand his death, we have to understand his life. He was part of the Ragnar clan, not just any family, but a grand ducal clan that for over 1,000 years had served as the Great Northern Wall, the unbreachable shield of the empire. Their strength was the stuff of legends, and for good reason. They were not entirely human. The Ragnars possessed a unique constitution, a power said to be inherited from the very blood of dragons. This meant that every child born to the Ragnar bloodline was a prodigy. They were blessed with exceptional magic power, inhuman stamina, and a natural, God-given talent for the sword. Every single one, except for him, Theo Ragnar, the imbecile of Ragnar. And now, we return to him, bleeding out in the dirt of the battlefield. That same hooded figure, his own instructor, stands over him. "Even at the end, you never learn," the man says, his voice cold with contempt. "There are things that you cannot do, no matter how much effort you put in." People refer to that as having no talent. Theo, choking on his own blood, can only stare in disbelief at the man who was supposed to be his guide. "Rendon, why are you?" "Rendon," his sword instructor just scoffs, the sound utterly devoid of pity. "Seeing you train tirelessly every morning despite your lack of talent was a pitiable sight indeed." He mocks the boy's entire life, especially when it's not like hard work will get you anywhere. "Imbecile of Ragnar was perfect for you. It was laughable seeing you struggle, trying to make something of yourself. You should have just hid away, you talentless hack." The betrayal is a wound far deeper than the one in his chest. "No, Rendon, did you approach me to become my sword instructor and teach me all those useless sword techniques just to sell out the Rose Palace to these damn bastards?" Rendon doesn't even bother to deny it. He simply sighs, as if bored, and runs him through, the final fatal blow. "Why do you fault me, young master? This all happened because of you. Why can you not see that?" He grabs Theo by the hair, forcing his head up, making him watch the nightmare he's unleashed. "Look, why is the Rose Palace burning? Why are your household members dying? Why has your mother become a cold, lifeless corpse?" We see the images flash in his dying mind. His home engulfed in flames, his loyal servants slaughtered, and his mother, Cecilia, lying dead in the rubble. Rendon's voice is a venomous whisper in his ear. "Because you were the imbecile of Ragnar. In the clan predicated by the rule of the strong, you were the weakest." A final agonizing breath. "Rendon!" He tries to rise, to fight, to do anything. "Rendon!" But his body is broken. He's cut down again. A second, more powerful assassin steps from the shadows. "You talk too much. Finish it already." Theo lies in the ashes of his world, his life fading to black. "I was just going down memory lane. I am almost done. Done? Is this it? I couldn't protect or accomplish anything. To see all of it burn away. Is this truly the end? A single tear of regret escapes his eye. Talent. If only I possessed talent, would things have been different? His world goes dark, and then, that same blue sterile light, that same chime. A system window appears in the void, its text cold and digital. It informs him, "You have died, but it's not over." A new message appears. The personal trait of Theo Ragnar has been activated. He is now returning to the regression point. Theo's eyes snap open. He's breathing. He's 17 again. The wooden sword is whistling towards his head. He blocks on instinct, the impact rattling his new scrawny arms. A familiar, hated voice breaks the silence. "You seem tired. All right, we can finish our lesson here today." Theo is staring at the man in front of him, Randon, alive. He's completely lost. What the? Didn't I just die? Oh, I must be having flashbacks of my life. He looks at his instructor, the man who murdered him, and his heart fills with pure, unadulterated hatred. I can't believe the face I'm flashing back to is Randon's fucking shit face. But just as he's processing this, the world glitches. That blue, translucent window floats right in front of his eyes. It's a new message, a tutorial quest. And the first instruction, clear as day, is an order to punch his instructor, Randon, right in the face. Theo is dumbfounded. Tutorial quest? Punch Randon's? What the hell is this? Is this how flashbacks are supposed to work? I don't think he can see this. Randon, seeing his student completely spaced out, sighs. What's wrong? Theo looks at the impossible quest, then at Randon's smug, traitorous face. A slow, vicious grin begins to spread. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is a gift from God, giving me a chance to let out my frustrations before I go. He lets his wooden training sword clatter to the ground. It might be a dream, he says, but I'll give you a rummeling. He winds up, steps forward, and throws every ounce of his being into a single punch that connects solidly with Randon's jaw. Randon is completely stunned, a question mark floating above his head for about 1 second. Then, his eyes narrow. In a blur of motion, he swings his own wooden sword with brutal force. Theo is sent flying, skidding and tumbling across the training ground. Randon is fuming. I thought I said our lesson was over. Theo coughs, his ribs aching. What the? Am I supposed to experience pain in a dream? The pain is sharp. It's real. He can feel the dirt under his fingernails. This realistic sensation. It's real. He looks up at the sky, the memories flooding back. His death, the burning palace, the system message. The awakening ceremony would be 10 years ago. Does that mean I've returned to when I was 17? How is this possible? As if on cue, the blue window reappears. It flashes a congratulations message. His first tutorial quest is complete. And now, for the reward, the system tells him that Ragnar's talent has been activated. His eyes widen. What? A new prompt appears, asking if he will receive the reward now. He's injured, confused, but he's a Ragnar. He presses YES. Instantly, a column of brilliant blue-white light erupts from his body, a torrent of power he has never felt before. He screams as the energy floods his system. The window confirms the reward is his, and that all his stats will now increase at a tremendous speed. What the hell is going on? The system informs him it's time for the next quest. A few days later, in a lavish room, Randon is putting on his best, loyal instructor face for a beautiful auburn-haired woman. This is Cecilia Ragnar, Theo's mother. I see, she says, her voice gentle. Randon is all smiles. But that is why I am here, the true teacher. Randon, I will teach him the best I can. I will make him strong enough for the awakening ceremony in 5 months at least. Cecilia, Lady of the Rose Palace, slides a heavy bag of gold across the table. Yes, I will leave him to you, Randon. Please give him a bit more attention. Randon's hands greedily accept the gold. Of course, I am planning on teaching him day and night. Do not worry. Cecilia smiles, but there's a deep sadness in her eyes. I'm not worried. I believe in my Theo. The moment Randon steps out of that room, his respectable face twists into a greedy, ugly smile. You will have to worry, he thinks, walking down the sunlit hall. Although I'm not teaching him properly, it's true that he is completely lacking in talent. Concubine, like mother, like son indeed. That blood won't go anywhere. He weighs the bag of gold in his hand. Anyway, this is great. An exceptional pay, and the title of being the tutor of the Ragnar's direct line. That person has guaranteed my future. Looks like the imbecile of Ragnar will be my benefactor. He's a traitor, through and through, selling the boy out for money and status. As he's cackling to himself, he hears footsteps. The imbecile? Theo runs right past him, not even giving him a glance. Randon scoffs. Seriously, that idiotic loser. But Theo isn't running from him. He's running to someone. He bursts into the hall where his mother is standing. "Mother!" Cecilia turns, surprised. "Son, you must be tired from training today as well." Before she can finish, Theo slams into her, wrapping his arms around her in a desperate, trembling hug. This isn't the hug of a 17-year-old boy. This is the hug of a man who watched her die. She's confused. "Why are you?" He's trembling, his face buried in her shoulder, tears in his eyes. "I've really returned to 10 years in the past." He's holding her, breathing in her scent, proving to himself that she's real, that she's warm, that she's alive. The memory of her cold, bloody body on the battlefield flashes in his mind. He pulls back, his eyes burning with a new, terrifying fire. "I need to change the future. I'm weak, but if that mysterious message window is real, Ragnar's talent has been activated. I can be stronger. Strong enough to hold my ground in that damned war for the throne, and strong enough to take revenge against Rendon." The system window dings again, as if answering his call. It's a new quest, his next objective: train your body to the limit. The progress bar reads a daunting 0%. Theo's resolve is set. "I want to take revenge against Rondon so badly right now, but I can't do anything with this weak body. I need to focus on getting stronger first." And so, the real training begins. This isn't the fake, useless training Rondon was giving him. This is Theo, using every scrap of knowledge he clawed for in his first life. The intelligence agency I dipped my toes into in my past life, Black Word. I was relegated to the information team because I lacked skill, but I never expected I would be using the information I obtained then like this. The potion that greatly empowers the body, the Bloody Sword Emperor's elixir, the secret manual, and most importantly, the extreme training I had given up on because of my lack of talent. "They're all possible now," he roars to himself, sprinting across the training ground. "Because I have Ragnar's talent." He runs until his lungs are fire. He swings his training sword until his arms feel like they're splitting from his shoulders. The quest bar slowly, painfully climbs. 27%. 65%. He trains day and night. He doesn't stop. He doesn't sleep. His insane display catches the eye of the manager of training ground number 4, a woman with pink hair and a cigarette perpetually hanging from her lips. This is Evelyn Nereville. He's been training without sleeping for a few days now. The imbecile of Ragnar, huh? Is he really talentless? Theo is at his absolute breaking point. His vision is blurry. His body is screaming, "I'm going to die." The quest is at 97%. He remembers the day before, he'd collapsed from exhaustion, and when he woke up, the quest bar had dropped from 90% to 89%. I never expected the percentage to decrease just because I rested a little. That realization lit a new fire in him. "Now you've just goaded me not to stop until the end." He pushes himself past the limit into a realm of pure agony. 98%. 99%. Just a bit more. Until I can't breathe anymore. Evelyn watches from the shadows, her eyes wide, as this imbecile trains himself to the brink of death. Finally, with one last desperate swing, the bar ticks over. 100%. The system flashes a new message. "Congratulations. You have successfully completed tutorial quest number 2. Theo's world goes black as he collapses. A new reward is announced. He has obtained the Dragon Heart, and as a bonus for his speed, he's received 10 years of his past life's magic power. He's out cold on the training ground floor, a broken sword next to him. A final window appears, asking if he will receive the rewards now. With the last shred of his consciousness, his finger twitches and taps yes. A massive, blinding pillar of blue light erupts from his body, shocking Evelyn, who was walking over to him. Theo wakes up with a gasp. He's in a simple, unfamiliar room, on a bed. Evelyn is there, leaning against the door, smoking. "Please don't worry. This is the break room of training ground number 4. Even a Ragnar will collapse if you push yourself like that. Evelyn, you remember me. You lost consciousness while training alone in the morning, so I moved you here for the time being." "I see. Thanks." She hands him a mug of water. "But young master, you do know that within the Ragnar clan, opening your mana hall before the awakening ceremony is forbidden, right?" Theo freezes, the mug halfway to his lips. "Of course." Evelyn's eyes are sharp, her casual tone gone. "Then you should also know what happens if you break this rule. Right before you lost consciousness, a mana wave occurred. Did you perhaps open your mana hall, young Master Theo Ragnar?" The air is thick with tension. This is a capital offense. She's accusing him of a crime punishable by death. Theo just scoffs, but his mind is racing. "What do you mean, mana hall? If I did, I wouldn't be alive." He's bluffing, but he has an ace. He just received the Dragon Heart. He recalls the information. My goodness, a Dragon Heart. A mana hall can be placed within a dragon's heart. Placing a manhwa in the heart makes it operate more efficiently, but humans place them in the lower abdomen. Because the human heart cannot handle a manhwa, that is why every warrior longs for a dragon's heart. It is an easy way to become overwhelmingly powerful, and now that dragon heart has been given to me, quest rewards are amazing. He looks at Evelyn, who is staring at him, waiting for an answer. But thanks to that, I'm now in an awkward situation. He knows who she is. Evelyn Nereville, a high-rank swordsman, former commanding officer of the legendary white-armored dragon cavalry. She was known for being fiercely principled and couldn't tolerate dishonesty or cowardice. She was even his direct master in his past life for a time. His mind flashes with the cold, hard truth. In other words, if she figures out about my dragon heart's manhwa, I will immediately be executed. He stares her down, his eyes turning cold. However, what if I don't get caught? Talking about immediately executing me just because of your momentary feeling. Can you handle the consequences? Evelyn is visibly stunned by his sudden, intense change in aura. Theo presses his advantage, his voice low and dangerous. I can use that against her. I also am an heir of Ragnar. If they find out that your suspicions are baseless and false, this could be taken as you defiling the Ragnar name. Evelyn's tough exterior cracks. She's sweating. Yes. Those are the rules. Theo's eyes are glowing with red intensity. Then, do you know what the punishment is for humiliating an heir? Execution. Good, you do know. Then why don't you go ahead and check? Evelyn is shocked by his sheer confidence. What is this feeling? Was he this kind of person? But that was definitely a mana wave. She's torn, but the law is the law. She makes her decision. Then please excuse me. Even if he is of Ragnar's bloodline, rules are rules. No exceptions. She thrusts her hand forward, her palm glowing with blue mana, and places it right on his back to check his manhwa. Theo doesn't even flinch. He just sips his water. Evelyn's eyes go wide. Her hand is on his back, but there's nothing. No manhwa. He doesn't have a manhwa? I was wrong? That's not possible. Theo, with his eyes glowing red, just stares back at her. S.O.? No manhwa? Evelyn rips her hand back like she's been burned, and immediately drops to one knee. Please execute me. It appears that I was wrong. I will pay for my sin with my lowly life. Our boy stands over her, a calculating smile on his face. He pulled it off. There can't be one. Dragon hearts are different from ordinary manhwas. The existence of a dragon heart's manhwa can be controlled freely by its user. In other words, I can hide my mana at will. Also, the fact that humans can have a dragon heart will only be revealed a few years from now. She would never guess that I have a dragon heart. He puts his hand on her shoulder, his kind persona back. No need. You only did what you had to. Am I wrong? There aren't many who would risk their life to demand the truth from an heir. He's already scheming. Evelyn is one of the strongest. It'll be to my benefit if I get rid of her debt, he reassures her. Moreover, the reason the opening of manhwas is restricted is out of worry for the manhwa overflowing. For you to be concerned about me, the bastard of Ragnar, overflowing my manhwa. It kind of makes me happy. Thank you for taking care of me, Evelyn. She just looks at him, completely baffled, and now thoroughly indebted to him. As he walks away, he can feel the new power coursing through him. A dragon heart, and 10 years worth of magic power. I can become overwhelmingly powerful in this life. A few days later, he's back at his lessons with Rendon. The old bastard is screaming his head off just like he used to. No, that's not it. You have to swing it a bit more to the right here. How many times do I have to tell you? Theo is just practicing his stance, but this time, he's observing. He's learning. It's nice that I'm getting stronger, but pretending to be weak while listening to Rendon teach is tough. Rendon, you bastard. He's subtly but deliberately teaching me weird sword techniques. Make it more like a right angle. Theo knows exactly what this fraud is doing. He's teaching him flawed forms to sabotage him. I'm becoming more certain there's a mastermind behind Rendon's actions. The person who killed me, the one who ordered my mother's death. I must find out their identity. He has an idea. A very risky idea. Right, I can do that. He stops training and turns to his instructor. Rendon is furious. Young master, chatting during lessons is prohibited. Theo's voice is ice. I can't listen to your lesson anymore because it's utter trash. He snaps the wooden sword in his hands. How did you become a mid-rank swordsman with your skill level? Rendon is panicked. What did you just say? Must have been to act as my instructor to keep an eye on me. Then your skills are utter trash. I'll just have to make him resign the position. This is the perfect trap. Rendon completely freaks out. Young Master Theo, I cannot accept this. There is still a ton of time left on my contract. Theo thinks, if things go wrong for him, then he'll have to contact the mastermind. Rendon continues to plead, Young Master! Please wait. This is going against the rules. If I report this to the tribunal, Just as he says it, a new quest window pops up. The system is now ordering him to fight and win against Rendon. Theo's eyes widen. What? But before he can react, a new voice cuts in. Then let's do this. Evelyn walks onto the training ground, her arms crossed. Let's resolve this the Ragnar way. Rendon is shocked. Evelyn? Theo. By the Ragnar way, you mean? Evelyn smirks. The rule of the strong. Let's decide this based on a sword match. There's no need to go as far as the tribunal. We should just follow the will of the victor. Rendon's face lights up. He's ecstatic. That's a great idea. The heavens are helping me. He can't believe his luck. He gets to accidentally kill the imbecile and keep his job. Evelyn turns to Rendon. The day will be a week from today. That's all right, right? Theo is internally fuming. Of course it's not. I can't even beat Rendon yet. The trap has been set. 1 week later, training ground number 4. The whole place is packed. The crowd is buzzing. From what I've heard, he can't even swing his sword properly yet. No way. Isn't he still a Ragnar at the very least? I wouldn't have said that if he was a normal Ragnar. He's Ragnar's cripple. There's no way he can beat a mid-rank swordsman. Down in the arena stands Rendon Harvey, mid-rank swordsman. He gives a fake, polite bow. Young master, if you apologize right now, I can treat this as if nothing happened. Theo just walks past him. That's what I should be saying. If you don't want to become a one-armed swordsman, it would be best for you to just accept that you've been fired. Rondon's face twists into a mask of pure hate. Until the very end. I was thinking of overlooking it because you're so pitiful, but that won't do. I should just kill him while pretending it's a mistake. The result of the match is already a given. This is actually better. He smiles. Then come at me first. As your teacher, I can concede the first strike. Theo draws his sword. Then I won't say no. He charges. The fight begins. A flurry of steel. The crowd is shocked. How could this be? Look at that. As expected, the imbecile is losing. He really is someone who doesn't know how to swing a sword. At this rate, he might really die. Rendon is easily parrying every single blow, his face a mask of sadistic glee. What happened, young master? You can't do anything against the mid-rank swordsman you were looking down on. This is the obvious result. Theo Ragnar isn't even a low-rank swordsman. Recently, his skills may have strangely improved a bit, but that isn't enough. There's no way the imbecile of Ragnar could beat me. Evelyn is watching from the stands, her eyes narrowed. She knows exactly what's happening. Evelyn, what were you thinking when you suggested a match? She thinks back to her conversation with Theo just a day ago. I was helping you, she told him. It appears he has someone backing him, so just firing him won't solve this. Theo, in the flashback, was stunned. Evelyn, how did you know about that? Since he was teaching you a weird sword style, I had someone secretly investigate him. From my investigation, all of Rendon's traces lead back to Camellia Palace. Theo was floored. Camellia Palace. Was this all because of the miserable war for the throne? Those damn bastards. He told her, it's surprising you've discovered this much, but with my skills, I still can't beat Rendon yet. Evelyn just smiled, taking a drag from her cigarette. What will you do now? You can beat him. You're underestimating your potential. 1 week. If I personally train you for 1 week, you'll easily be able to suppress someone like Rendon. Rendon is a bastard who has no rights as a teacher after all. It was worth having Evelyn in my debt. Back in the present, Rendon is laughing, pushing Theo back. If you kneel right now and beg, I might just forgive you. But then something changes. A powerful clang of steel echoes through the arena. Rendon's sword is stopped. He's being pushed back. Wait, something's off. Theo is blocking him. Effortlessly, his stance is perfect. His eyes are calm. Rendon's eyes go wide with shock. He's been fending off all of my attacks for a while. What is this all of a sudden? This isn't the Theo Ragnar I know. How did his skills grow this much? The crowd is confused. What? Is he really being pushed back? Evelyn just smirks. 1 week. Theo finally speaks, his voice like ice. Rendon, who is the one backing you? Did you think I wouldn't know that you were giving me trash lessons this entire time? How absurd. Was it Camellia Palace? Rendon completely panics. This changes everything. How? Theo, it's good that you're honest. Rendon, do you know what it feels like to have your arm chopped off? Before Rendon can even process the question, Theo moves. It's a single, perfect, lightning-fast slash, a move of pure, refined swordsmanship. Rendon just stands there, stunned, and then his right arm, sword still clutched in its hand, falls to the ground with a wet thud. He looks at his bleeding stump in disbelief. My arm, this fucking imbecile dares. Theo stands over him, his sword pointed at the ground, his expression cold. What did you say to me last time? It was my fault that things had come to this. It's your fault that you're dying here today. Of the Ragnars who believe in the rule of the strong, you were the very weakest. He delivers the final blow, ending the traitor's life. The crowd is in stunned silence. The imbecile won. An apprentice swordsman against a mid-tier swordsman. How did this happen? Theo stands over the body, blood dripping from his sword. How uselessly weak. Things will be different from now on. The system window appears. He has passed the third tutorial quest, and for exceeding the objective, he's received a bonus reward. Theo, standing tall, accepts. The reward is received. The system informs him that a new ability, observation, has been activated, and as an additional reward, 1 year's worth of magic power has been attained. He's absorbing the new power, this incredible magic flowing into him when a shadow falls over the arena. A deep, booming voice yells, "Theo Ragnar!" A massive, one-eyed man in full, imposing armor lands with an earth-shattering crunch, cracking the arena floor. This is a big deal. The crowd is screaming. It's the commander of the white-armored dragon cavalry, the demon dragon, Julius Ragnar. Why is one of the 9 dragons here? Evelyn from the stands just groans. "Commander, you've completely destroyed the flooring. Is it so hard to come in normally?" Julius stomps over to Theo, his presence overwhelming. "What is this? What did I do?" Then he bursts into a massive, hearty laugh. "How exciting! Nice, nice. No, it's a little bit disrespectful since you killed him, right? Though, from what I've heard, that kind of guy deserved it." He gets right in Theo's face, his one eye sparkling. "Theo, come and join the white-armored dragon cavalry." The entire stadium goes silent. The crowd is losing their minds. "No way! The imbecile of Ragnar? Scouted into the white-armored knights? Do you think there's ever been a case where an apprentice swordsman, one who hasn't even undergone the awakening ceremony, has been scouted? Not that I know of. It's impossible to gauge someone's true potential while their mana hall is closed. A young noble, his rival, looks on in disbelief. "Theo Ragnar!" Theo just looks at his childhood hero and gives a respectful bow. "I must decline." Julius. "HM." Evelyn. "Huh?" The crowd. "What?" The gossip spreads like wildfire, all the way to Camellia Palace. The lady of the palace, Emil Ragnar, is informed. Things have become complicated. I can't believe he killed Randone. Her advisor, the sky dragon, Ed Troyven, is there. "Please do not worry, my lady. Did you not assign Randone to him specifically because of his awful skills? The death of someone like him is of no concern to us. What's more, they're saying that Evelyn ordered it. It means we can't interfere anymore by assigning him a new master. If he starts to stand out, it'll get that much harder to take control of the Rose Palace." The other conspirator, Axion, walks in. "Stand out? Why are you worrying so much? There's no way the clan head will take interest in this. You understand that the best way to take control is for Theo to remain powerless, yes? That imbecile is still powerless. Evelyn and the demon dragon have always been interested in the underdogs. He should have said not to make any rash decisions." Axion smiles, his eyes glinting as he holds a letter. "Very well. I'll just play with him a little and make him understand his place." Back at the training ground, days later, Theo is sparring with his new real master, Evelyn. "Good job today, young master." "Thanks, Evelyn. It's definitely different learning from a proper master like you." Evelyn. "It would have been better if you joined the white-armored dragon cavalry, though. Why exactly did you decline?" Theo looks at the memory of the dragon cavalry, his dream from his past life. "I'd be lying if I said I didn't regret it a little. It was my dream in my past life. However, joining it now would be bad, since there's no reason to limit myself this early. When I think about the privileges that will be showered upon the top performer of the awakening ceremony, getting into the cavalry can't compare." He gives her a polite, humble smile. "I didn't want to receive any special privileges. I still think that I'm not enough. I am satisfied with you training me for the awakening ceremony." Evelyn smiles back. "Okay, the commander will be disappointed." As she's smiling, Theo activates his new skill, observation. A blue window invisible to her pops up. It's an info dump on Evelyn Nereville. It lists her age, rank, and a crucial piece of information in her status. Admires Theo's humility and character. Feels energy for the first time in a long while teaching Theo. Misses the white-armored dragon cavalry. Theo smirks. "This observation skill is definitely very useful. I'll definitely be able to take advantage of this later on." Just then, a new person approaches. All business. "Pardon me, young Master Theo. I'm from the inspection post. My name is Sybil Drea. There is something I must discuss with you." Theo looks at this new guy. He's built like a tank and looks intense. He looks scary. Who is he? Observation. The blue window appears. Observing Sybil Drea. Sybil is literally blushing and shaking with excitement. That's right. The audience, along with Theo, reads the absolutely hilarious window text. Sybil Drea. Age, 17. Male. Title, Dunce of the Southern Inspection Post. Status, possesses a strong longing for Theo, wants to spar with him. Theo is just completely creeped out. Longing, spar? With that look? With me? And right on cue, the system dings again with a new, ominous quest. He has a new mission. Tutorial quest, number 04. He has to discard the title Imbecile of Ragnar. He's not here to fight. He's here to worship. I wish to follow you, young Master Theo. His voice is booming, completely sincere. Theo is thrown off. This guy looks like a meathead, but the information flashing in his mind confirms it. This man's respect for him is absolute. Sybil, in a torrent of confession, lays it all out. Honestly, I ignored you too. I thought the imbecile title fit you perfectly. Theo just thinks, this bastard, but Sybil isn't done. But I saw you, every morning, training harder than anyone. I saw your effort. He flashes back to Theo's brutal, non-stop training, to the moment he effortlessly disarmed his traitorous master. You are my idol. This is the first time in 2 lifetimes Theo has seen this look. Not pity, not scorn, but genuine, pure admiration. Sybil was known as the idiot of his own office, a failure. But seeing Theo's glow up, seeing the imbecile rise from the ashes, it gave him hope. Please, Sybil begs, give me the honor of clashing swords with you. Theo looks at this man, and then at the new, final tutorial quest burning in his vision. A new objective had just been delivered to his mind. His final task was to completely erase the imbecile title from the world. He had to shed his old skin, to destroy the very idea of the imbecile. He thinks, I thought they would all come at me with jealousy, to try and put me back in my box. But he was wrong. This is influence. I will need my own people if I'm to become the clan head. This is his first follower. Evelyn, his master, just smirks from the side. Go on, show him your skills. Theo steps up. He introduces himself, his voice level. Sybil Drea, let's have a good spar. Sybil explodes with a speed that's genuinely impressive, and Theo doesn't even flinch. He blocks the blow with one hand, his arm like steel. Sybil's confident face shatters. He's so fast, but, Theo thinks, in my past life, this would have been a hard fight. He gives a cold, internal sigh. But now, this is just too easy. He moves. It's a blur. Sybil is sent flying, his sword skittering away as he lands hard on his back. A total, complete, one-sided victory, but Sybil is grinning from the dirt. As expected, I lost. Thank you. I learned so much. Theo nods. It was a good fight. As the other apprentices buzz, Theo has a thought. Wait, if this observation skill works on others, can it work on me? He turns it inward, and his blood runs cold. The information floods his mind. He saw his own soul written in cold, hard numbers. All his stats are there. Strength 13, dexterity 14, magic power a massive 190. A gift from his past life and the dragon heart. But then he sees it. The last stat, the one that defined his entire failure. Luck, minus 49. Negative, 49. A number so low it's not just unlucky, it's a cosmic curse. Am I cursed? He thinks, a chill running down his spine. Was my entire first life, my mother's death, my own pathetic end, was it all because of this? This one stat? This changes everything. This isn't just a fight against his family, it's a fight against destiny itself. The rumors were true. Another apprentice steps up. I want to spar too. Theo looks at the man. Eod Nalan. Fine, Theo thinks, a new predatory light in his eyes. If that's how it is, come forward. They clash, and as they do, a new sensation. A small, warm feeling. The system whispers in his mind, basic swordsmanship. Proficiency has increased. He's learning. The trash tier lessons from Randon were so bad. He's literally leveling up just from fighting a real opponent. He disarms Nalan in an instant. My loss, and then the real prize, a new message. You have gained the approval of Eod Nalan, and right after, luck has increased by 1. His eyes shoot open. His luck is now minus 48. A slow, dangerous, vicious grin spreads across his face. Approval, gaining their respect. That's how I raise it. He turns to the crowd of watching apprentices. He's not just looking at them. He's looking at a field of stat points waiting to be harvested. Next, he fights Benat Ramiro. A clean victory. A cold whisper in his mind confirms it. Approval gained. Luck plus 1. Next, Eric Moran. Approval gained. Luck plus 1. Next, he tears through them. Manfred Nonbert, Manuel Noir, Viro Perenc, Daniel Rehman. He fights every single person on that training ground. He's breathing heavily, sweat dripping from his chin, but he's standing in a field of defeated but deeply impressed warriors. He's not just an imbecile anymore. He's a monster. He checks his main quest to escape the imbecile title. It barely moved. This isn't enough, he realizes. These guys already want to follow me. It's not efficient. I need to make the ones who hate me, the ones who look down on me, I need to make them fear me. I need a bigger stage. As if summoned by his ambition, a new challenger appears. I will spar with you this time. The entire crowd gasps. This is no mere apprentice. This is the Silver Lion, Remington Narcio, one of the 4 hounds of the North, a title given to the 4 absolute strongest prodigies of their generation. This is a mainliner, a true sword genius. This guy is on the same level as his arch nemesis, Axion. A rival, Theo thinks, gripping his worn-out sword. This is it. Can my current self defeat him? Remington doesn't wait. He unleashes his aura, a brilliant, powerful light. Theo meets it. They charge. The instant their blades connect, a massive shockwave of energy erupts, blasting the other apprentices back. The sound is deafening, and in that 1/10 of a second, Theo feels it. The difference. He's strong. I'm stronger than my past life, but I'm not strong enough. Not yet. And in that same instant, his sword, already battered from a dozen duels, shatters into pieces. Silence. The crowd sees the broken sword. He lost? Of course he lost. That's one of the 4 hounds. They assume it's over. But Remington sheathes his sword. It is my loss. The crowd is stunned. What? Remington, showing true honor, explains. Your sword was already broken. You were exhausted from all those duels. This duel is my defeat. He's a true warrior. He won't take a cheap victory. But Theo won't either. In a battlefield, Theo says, his voice steady, no one will care. It was my loss the moment I lost my sword. This is peak respect. These 2 are on a different wavelength from everyone else. They shake hands. I hope we can have a proper duel next time. The crowd is just floored. The imbecile just went toe-to-toe with the Silver Lion and earned his respect. This changes the political landscape instantly. Remington smiles. I didn't just come here to duel you. He holds out a lavish, wax-sealed envelope. I came to invite you to the Scaled Dragon Society. This is the ultimate bombshell. The Scaled Dragon Society is the inner circle, the VIP lounge for the clan's true elite. It's the faction run by his mortal enemy, Axion. Theo knows exactly what this is. This is a den of vipers. It's run by Axion. It's filled with everyone who despises me. He looks at the invitation. It's the perfect stage to farm my quest progress, and it's a chance to scout the enemy's headquarters. A vicious, calculating smile touches his lips. I see no reason to refuse. I will participate. The trap is set, and Theo has just decided to be the bait. At the Rose Palace, Theo's mother, Cecilia, is radiant. My dear son. She's gathered the entire household. I heard. The Scaled Dragon Society. Oh, this is wonderful. But we must prepare. She's a former actress, and this is her grand performance. Everyone will be watching. Your clothes, your posture, your demeanor. This is something I can help with. She's buzzing around him, measuring him for new, expensive clothes, so full of pride and hope. Theo stands still, letting her work, but his heart is heavy. Mother, she always felt so guilty for giving me the label of illegitimate. For my lack of talent. She doesn't know. None of this was her fault. He remembers her hugging him, her desperate belief. He pulls her into a tight hug. It's okay now, Mother. You don't have to worry anymore. His mother smiles, thinking, my son is joining the Scaled Dragon Society. Theo's eyes, hidden in her shoulder, glow with a cold red light. His mind is a razor. I'm going to pulverize the Scaled Dragon Society. 2 weeks of hellish training pass. It's the night of the banquet. Theo steps out of the carriage. Remington is there, and his jaw hits the floor. Young Master Theo, is that really you? You look like a new person. He's not wrong. Theo is transformed. His training has sculpted him. His new, dark, and elegant suit screams power. The imbecile is gone. A young, dangerous noble stands in his place. Remington did come to train with him every day. They've become true friends. We also see Evelyn, his master, now hilariously swamped by Theo's new fan club, all begging her to train them. She's sighing. How did I end up with this hassle? Back in the present, they walk towards the palace. Remington leans in. Just a warning. My friend Axion, he can be mischievous. But it was him who insisted I invite you. He said he wanted to meet you. Theo stops. So Axion invited me, not Remington. It's just as I thought. His smile becomes terrifying. This is going too well. I'm looking forward to being insulted. This man is a different breed. They arrive at the Camellia Palace. Enemy territory. This is the place, Theo thinks, his eyes turning to ice. The place that instigated Rendon. The place that will, in the future, burn my home and kill my mother. I'll make you understand, Axion. You're not trampling on an imbecile. You're playing with a dragon. As he thinks this, he spots it. A faint, ethereal blue light from a high window. A quest? Inside the Camellia Palace? Young Master Theo! Remington's shout snaps him back. Good thing it did. A bag explodes at his feet, sending a massive cloud of white flour everywhere. But Theo is no longer there. With his new, superhuman senses, he had already sidestepped it. The flower cloud settles, leaving him completely untouched. He looks up. Two of Axion's goons are snickering from the doorway. Remington is livid. A greeting? What are you? What? Are you angry? A new voice. A voice that drips with sadism and arrogance. Axion Ragnar walks down the stairs. He's got a twisted, excited grin on his face. Just take this as a greeting between brothers. Theo turns his attention on him. The info that comes back is chilling. This isn't a rival. This is a monster. Axion isn't just an asshole. He's a sadist who enjoys this. Theo's reaction? He just smiles. A polite, noble smile. Thanks. Axion's psycho grin freezes. Thanks? Theo. Of course. With such a warm welcome, I should be thankful. I'm looking forward to the party. This is not the reaction Axion wanted. He wanted tears. He wanted rage. He wanted a toy to break. Instead, Theo just countered his psychological warfare with pure, unbothered class. Axion is stunned. Then his grin widens. You've gotten fun. I'm liking you more and more. They walk into the party. The air is thick with whispers. Look at him, just smiling. He's just Axion's bitch. An illegitimate kid. He can't fight back. One of them, a loud-mouthed blonde, sneers. No way you can compare a noble like Troyvin to a random woman from who knows where. They're insulting his mother. Another goon next to him whispers, and why is Remington even hanging out with him? Well, if you think about it, Remington is also illegitimate. That was the trigger. Remington's face darkens. Hey, be careful what you say. Theo's internal voice is flat. I was going to observe, but no, that won't do. He turns to Axion. Axion, I should greet my new friends as well, right? He doesn't wait for an answer. He walks straight up to the two goons. The blonde one gets nervous. What? Did I say something wrong? Theo doesn't say a word. He just grips a full wine bottle from a passing servant, and with a speed that defies physics, he brings the heavy glass bottle down with blinding force, shattering it instantly across the blonde goon's skull. Wine and blood explode everywhere. The goon drops like a stone. The entire party goes dead silent. The music stops. Theo doesn't pause. He spins, burying a vicious, reinforced kick straight into the stomach of the second goon, launching him across the room. The goon on the floor groans. Bastard! Theo looks down at him, his face a mask of cold indifference. Bastard? I only gave you a little greeting. That's hurtful to say. As he says it, he feels that familiar cold whisper. His quest progress is skyrocketing. Remington is staring, his mind completely blown. He did that for me? Theo puts his polished shoe on the head of the goon he just stomped. So, should I say my goodbyes as well? Wait! Theo applies pressure, grinding the man's face into the expensive marble floor. His quest bar soars. He looks up, his eyes sweeping across the terrified faces of the other nobles. Anyone else want to say hello? His progress bar jumps again. He's farming their fear. The sin of hurting the young master will be paid for in death. A dozen of the other nobles, friends of the fallen, draw their swords. Theo's eyes light up. Yes, this is how it should be. He identifies their leader, a vassal of the Ragnars. So what? Theo's voice booms, his own aura exploding outwards. Do the dogs of a Bannerman clan dare demand my death? Can you take responsibility for those words? His killing intent, honed by a past life of war, floods the nobles freeze. They just remembered. This isn't just an imbecile. This is Theo Ragnar, a direct line successor. To threaten him is treason, a sin that could get their entire families purged. They start to sweat. Their leader stammers, "We'll apologize. Kill them." The voice is cold, sharp, and comes from the stairs. A pink-haired blur of death lands in the middle of the room. It's Evelyn. She moves. It's not a fight. It's a culling. Before a single noble can even react, she had moved through them all. And then a dozen arms just fall to the floor. The hall erupts in screams. Evelyn flicks the blood from her blade. Theo's quest bar hits 100%. He knew she was following. He planned this. He orchestrated this entire scenario. The demon dragon Julius, telling Evelyn, his potential is beyond Axion. Go follow him. You know what that brat Axion is like. Something will happen. Julius knew. He wanted this chaos. Back at the party, Theo and Evelyn are a terrifying duo. Theo turns to his master. Evelyn, what is the punishment for disrespecting a successor candidate? Evelyn, playing her part perfectly. Immediate execution is possible. The nobles, clutching their bleeding stumps, are panicked. However, Theo says, since they are just children, take only one of their arms. Understood. One of the goons crawls to Axion, bleeding, begging, Axie, please save me! Axion, who has been watching this entire massacre with that sick, excited smile, looks down at his friend and kicks him in the face. Why should I? This is just a greeting. He's a monster. Theo turns to leave, his work done. He walks right past Axion. I had fun, Axion. I'll see you later. As he walks out of the hall of screaming, dismembered nobles, a cascade of messages floods his mind. Tutorial quest. Complete. All tutorial quests complete. No one will call you the imbecile of Ragnar again. He feels a new power surge through him, a reward, an elixir of pure potential. He had, in an instant, become 5 times stronger. He walks out into the cold night, but his real revenge is just getting started. Back in the palace, Axion's mother, Emil, is furious. You let him get away with it? You let him chop off your people's arms? But the old snake, Ed Troyven, steps from the shadows. My lady, please. This is actually a good thing. He explains his 5D chess move. The Rose Palace, Theo's home, is protected by the clan head. They couldn't touch it. But now, he smiles, Theo, its representative, has caused a massive incident. We have justification. We can use legal procedures to suppress him. We can take over the Rose Palace without a sound. Emil's rage turns into a cold, cruel smile. How long, Troyvan? It's already done. Tomorrow morning, you will hear uplifting news. The counterattack is coming. Theo, Remington, and all the apprentices from the training ground are drinking and cheering. Remington is flushed with respect. Young Master Theo, I was so shocked. I didn't know you cared so much for me. He truly believes Theo's entire rampage was to defend his honor about the illegitimate comment. Theo just smiles. He's misunderstood, but I won't correct him. It's better this way. Remington's face turns serious. My clan wants me to get close to Axion, but I have a new idea. He gets down on one knee. From now on, I wish to follow you, Sir Theo. The whole pub erupts. The strong recognize the strong. This is it. Theo has just secured one of the 4 hounds. He gives Remington a note. The war for the throne will be fierce. Please, help me, Remy. Remington, blushing at the nickname, takes it. I will, he shouts, his loyalty absolute. And just as this new powerful alliance is forged, the pub door is kicked open. Theo Ragnar, it's the Swords of Law, the clan's internal affairs police. They unroll a scroll. You are under arrest for threat, assault, and intimidation. Theo's new followers panic. What is this nonsense? But Theo is perfectly calm. It's all right. He looks at the warrant. The ink. It's not even dry. They were in a rush. He knows exactly who this is. Camellia Palace. Let's go. He puts his hands out, and the cold iron chains are locked onto his wrists. We're back at the tribunal. This isn't a hearing. It's a trial. Back at the Rose Palace, his mother finds out. What is he being charged with? The butler's voice trembles. They are accusing him of inciting rebellion. This is a death sentence. Theo is marched into the center of the grand hall. He looks up. The aura in this room is suffocating. 4 of the 9 dragons are here, the absolute pillars of the clan. Julius, the demon dragon, is there, smiling, loving the chaos. Ed Troyven, the sky dragon, is there, his face a mask of false justice. Osa, the sword dragon, is there, her eyes closed, impossible to read. And on the highest throne, the elder dragon, Wolfgang Ragnar, the head counselor. Theo knows this man. He values bloodlines above all. A half-breed like me, he finds me disgusting. And he doesn't even try to hide it. Wolfgang's voice booms, shaking the room. Enough! Theo Ragnar, you are aware you were summoned to answer for your crimes, right? He slams his fist down. Because of your foolish actions, our vassals are threatening to cut ties. Can you, a bastard, bear the damage you caused? I will hold you accountable for dragging Ragnar's honor through the dirt. The pressure from his voice alone is enough to make a normal man's knees buckle. Theo just stands there, in chains. Your words are correct. The council is stunned into silence. Theo continues, I was far too careless. Wolfgang scoffs. I should have cut off their heads, not just their limbs. The entire hall loses its mind. Theo's voice rises, filled with the power of a true dragon. They are our subjects. They receive our land and honor. In return, they offer loyalty. Yet they dared to threaten their lord. How could I sit by and watch as 1,000 years of Ragnar's honor is trampled? Julius is visibly trying not to burst out laughing. The sword dragon, Osa, finally speaks. In theory, you are correct. However, one cannot rule with tyranny alone. If we do not listen to our vassals, we will fall. Theo looks at her. A flash of his past life, his home burning. Then why in the future did you side with them? Wolfgang cuts them off. Enough. The punishment is justified. Theo, what punishment would that be? Wolfgang's eyes narrow. 3 months of probation. Theo's mind freezes. Probation? But the awakening ceremony is in 2 months. This isn't a punishment. This is a political execution. They're making him miss the one ceremony that would solidify his power. The sword dragon adds, "We have decided you can participate in next year's ceremony, along with the 15 children you injured. It is fair. It's a perfect legal trap. They've castrated him." Ed Troyven is smiling. He's won. It's over. If he appeals, we kill him. They all look down at the imbecile, waiting for him to break, to beg. Theo stands in the center of the hall. He looks at the smug, triumphant faces of his enemies, and he speaks. His voice is not loud. It is clear, and it is cold as ice. "I want to appeal." The hall stops. Ed Troyven's smile vanishes. Wolfgang roars, "You fool!" Julius the demon dragon leans forward, his one eye glowing with excitement. "Do you even know what it means to appeal?" Theo looks up, and for the first time he unleashes his true self. A vicious, feral, joyful smile. Of course, in the strong and proud Ragnar clan, appealing means. He pauses, letting the words hang in the air. War. I'm not accepting this. Only the victor speaks the truth. I don't want probation. I want to be rewarded. And as he speaks these words of absolute defiance, the entire world seems to glitch. The tutorial was over. A new, world-changing imperative floods his being. The main scenario had just begun. The Elder Dragon. Wolfgang is the first to speak, his voice dripping with disbelief and rage. "You're going to take the issue which can be resolved within 3 months of probation into a war? You are beyond arrogant. Do you believe that you alone can face the forces of the 15 clans?" Theo stands unnerved, his eyes as cold as the northern winds. "That is something that I will need to handle. And in cases like this, where there is a huge difference in power, isn't making appeals through proxy battles normal?" The demon dragon Julius, who has been enjoying this show from his throne, leans forward with a grin. He explains the rule for the others. Usually, appeals mean deciding the winner and loser through war. However, in the case where the war is nearly impossible due to the sheer difference in power, each force will send a representative, and the winner will be decided in a one-on-one sword duel. That is a proxy battle. This is the trap. The Sky Dragon, Ed Troyven, sees it instantly, which means the representative of the defendant will naturally be Theo, while the chance is high that the representative of the plaintiff will be Axion. He sees Axion's maniacal, laughing face in his mind. If that happens, it is all but guaranteed that Theo will lose. Julius, too, is running the calculations. So why is he making this choice? Does he have something up his sleeve? If he's believing that either Evelyn or I will step forward as his representative, he will be gravely disappointed. Theo, unaware or uncaring of their internal scheming, makes his formal proposal. As the rules say, we'll decide on the representatives and have the proxy battle in a week. How's that? Ed Troyven can barely contain his contempt. It's an obvious tactic. He's planning on having the demon dragon or Evelyn as his proxy, but by their personalities, those two wouldn't do that. "You'll have to fight personally, Theo Ragnar." He imagines the outcome. "I'll send Axion and make you understand your place through death." "Sure. Then for the representatives." But before Troyven can accept the terms and seal Theo's fate, a new suffocating presence fills the hall. The sword dragon, Osa, opens her eyes. "I thought you were a quiet child." Every eye turns to the massive ornate doors as they swing open. A figure stands silhouetted against the light, his aura so immense it feels like a physical weight, a pressure that suffocates the entire room. He walks forward, his steps echoing in the suddenly silent hall. Every single person, from the 9 dragons on their thrones to the guards by the wall, drops to one knee. The man looks at Theo, his own son. "You have changed a lot since the last time I saw you, my son." It is the clan head himself, Kyle Ragnar. The entire tribunal shouts in unison, "We greet the clan head." Theo immediately kneels, his voice clear. Apprentice swordsman Theo Ragnar greets the incarnation of the great dragon god. As he kneels, a new system window, the first of the main scenario, flashes in his mind. Scenario quest, number 01, Path of the Successor. Take over Camellia Palace and uncover its secret. Theo's mind races. My first quest since the tutorial. The secret of Camellia Palace? He instantly remembers the party, the faint blue light he saw glowing from a high window. Ah, that blue light. It's been so hectic I forgot. There was definitely something there. No, now's not the time. I need to take care of this first. He looks up at his father. An insane variable just appeared. My plan could go awry. Why did father come here? The clan head's voice is calm but carries absolute authority. Stand, my son. I heard about your situation by chance on my way here, and it seems you are in a complicated position. I heard you wanted to make an appeal through a proxy battle. That's right, Theo confirms. Kyle Ragnar strokes his chin. If that's the case, it will be difficult for you to enter the proxy battle yourself. Who were you planning on selecting as your proxy to stand in your place? This is a test, Theo thinks. Ed Troyven, listening in, panics internally. Wait, is this... Theo doesn't hesitate. Someone to stand in my place? No one like that exists. I was naturally thinking of stepping up myself for the appeal. Kyle's stern face doesn't move. Then you will lose. How can I know that if I don't try? Theo counters, his voice ringing with defiance. Even if I am forced to bend, I will not lower myself willingly. For a moment, the hall is dead silent. Then, gah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha! Kyle Ragnar throws his head back and laughs, a sound like thunder rolling through the hall. Did you all hear that? These words of my son. Even if forced to bend, he will not lower himself willingly. There is no better way to describe Ragnar than this. Your attitude has truly satisfied me. Thank you for your praise, Theo says, bowing, but his mind is racing. The proxy battle is only bait. I'm not thinking of fighting. The work I requested of Evelyn and Remington, the proof of Camellia Palace's treasonous conspiracy. If I have that, I can get a victory without even fighting. But the clan head isn't done. Then I personally wish to give you an opportunity. As the master of Ragnar, I, Kyle Ragnar, wish to test a single strike against you. Theo is floored. What? A single strike? Forget about the trial, Kyle commands. If you can endure a single strike, I will absolve you of all your charges. Come outside now. Ed Troyven leaps to his feet, his face pale with horror. Clan head, that cannot be done. Testing his single strike against him means he approves of his opponent. If he survives, he'll become someone who has received the approval of the clan head. His mind is screaming. I don't think that Theo Bastard will be able to endure it, but just in case. And oh, I need to stop him from looking favorable in the eyes of the clan head. He tries to appeal to the law. How could those vassals and bannermen dare to comment on the blood of your son? As is the rule, proceeding with the proxy battle would be... Kyle's eyes flash with red light. Sky Dragon, shut up. If a vassal dares to speak in that way, you just need to get rid of him. A cold sweat breaks out on Troyven's brow. Understood, clan head. Kyle turns his gaze to the demon dragon. Do you have something you wish to say, demon dragon? You've been giggling for quite some time now. Julius just grins. It's nothing. It's just that it has been a while since you've shown such interest, clan head. You speak nonsense. Kyle scoffs. Let's stop our small talk here. So how about it, son? Will you do it? Theo's mind is a whirlwind. A single strike from the clan head. Things have changed in a direction I couldn't have imagined. My plan has crumbled. He breaks into a small, sharp smile. But a change like this is always welcome. He bows. That is too heavy for me. How could I compare your single strike with a proxy war against vassals and bannermen? Kyle's eyes narrow. Are you saying you won't do it? No, Theo says, his own eyes beginning to glow. I only wish to say how unfair this transfer is. Unfair? Ho? Kyle is intrigued. Theo presses his advantage. Since the trial has become stricter, shouldn't my compensation also be increased? Such as to something like the Camellia Palace. The entire tribunal gasps. Ed Troyven looks like he's been struck by lightning. That brat, what madness, to propose a deal with the clan head. This half-blood doesn't know his place. A deal is conducted under the premise that both parties are equal. His arrogance will be his downfall. But Kyle Ragnar just smiles. Fine, if you are aiming to become the successor, you'll need at least this much gumption. Any objections, Sky Dragon? Ed Troyven is choking on his own fury. He bows low, his voice tight. Everything in Ragnar belongs to you, my lord. How could I dare to comment on your decision? Good, Kyle declares. Then prepare the stage right away. I will test Theo Ragnar here and now. The trial is moved from the tribunal to the grand hall. Now a makeshift arena. Ed Troyven is shaking with rage. Damn it! The trap I set to catch Theo has turned into a stage to elevate him. No, there's no need to be anxious. Even if that brat is stronger now, there's no way he can withstand a single strike from the clan head, a feat even high-ranked swordsmen would find difficult. Theo will die here. He has to die here. Theo hears the whispers. He feels the killing intent. I bet that's what he's thinking. Unfortunately for you, that's not going to happen, thanks to a tutorial reward I received. Kyle stands opposite him, observing. Did you consume an elixir while I wasn't looking? Number. Even if you had, such a rapid change would be, well, it doesn't matter much to me how you got stronger. He's sharp, Theo thinks. Even the 9 dragons haven't noticed. At the end of the day, Kyle says, you are also of my flesh and blood. So, are you all warmed up? Yes. Theo's voice is steady. Normally I'd use my greatsword, Kyle says, drawing a simple rusty steel sword from his side. But since you don't even know how to use mana yet, I'll use this. Any objections? Of course not, my lord. All right, well then. Kyle's aura explodes, a crushing, suffocating red light that floods the entire hall. Let's begin. The pressure is unbelievable. To emit such pressure with just his fighting spirit, I'm surprised you're still standing, Kyle notes. Of course, Theo thinks, his own body thrumming with new power. My strength stat has almost tripled, the reward I received from clearing the tutorial. the experience elixir. A system window flashes in his memory. Experience elixir, type, potion, effect, 5, level ups. Using it gave me 5 levels, and I put all the allocatable stats into strength. My stats page, level 7, strength, 52 factorial. It's a liberating feeling, leaving the realm of the ordinary and stepping into the extraordinary. With this much strength, I should be able to block a single strike from father. Kyle moves. It's not a swing. It's a flash of pure white light, an arc of energy that vaporizes the air. Theo grips his rusty sword, his new strength surging. I can see it. The impact is deafening. A massive explosion blows the marble floor to smithereens. Theo is thrown back like a ragdoll, skidding dozens of feet, his body slamming into the far wall. The hall is filled with smoke and the smell of ozone. Kyle Ragnar stands in the crater, his sword unmoved. A voice cuts through the smoke, panting but alive. It's been a while. Theo is on his feet, his arm mangled and his sword shattered, but he is standing. Kyle looks at his son, bloody but unbroken. A small, rare smile touches his lips. Since I've found a decent son, Theo Ragnar has proven his innocence through his will. The trial has concluded, and with those words, Theo's body finally gives out. He collapses, unconscious. As he falls, system windows light up his vision. You have successfully completed the sudden quest. You have obtained authority as a reward. You have obtained blue key as a reward. When Theo next awakes, he's in a lavish, unfamiliar bed. Where am I? You're finally awake, my dear son. His mother, Cecilia, rushes to his side. You fainted standing up. Do you have any idea how terrified I was? I heard you had been struck by the clan head's sword. How are your arms? Are you injured? I'm okay. Please calm down, mother, he says, sitting up. But where am I? A familiar deep voice answers from the doorway. By the orders of the clan head. This is the Camellia Palace. It's the demon dragon, Julius. Theo's eyes widen. Does that mean? Julius grins. That's right. The now former lady of the Camellia Palace, Axion, and the Director of Intelligence have all been vacated. A new system window confirms it. Scenario quest number 1, take over Camellia Palace, 1/1, uncover its secret, 0/1. In a parallel scene, we see the previous owners being thrown out. Lady Amel is screaming, "Why should I, the rightful master of this palace, be forced to vacate my own property?" Her advisor, Ed Troyven, pulls Axion aside. Axion, you must kill Theo Ragnar. Axion's eyes are cold. I plan to take his arm during the awakening ceremony. No, Troyven snarls. His head. You must take his head. Back in his new room, Theo is already walking. Things went in a completely different direction than I had planned, but this is a far better result. I managed to obtain the Camellia Palace without using my trump card. On top of that, I obtained a second authority. He tests it. A blue screen appears, and he pulls a fresh apple from thin air, taking a bite. I don't know how such things are possible, but it'll come in handy. Also, this blue key. He walks through his new palace, holding the key. As he passes a nondescript, ornate door, the key begins to glow. He looks closer. The keyhole is a perfect match. He inserts the key. The door dissolves, revealing a dark, swirling vortex. You have discovered a dungeon for the first time. Your experience earned inside the dungeon will double as a reward. Theo's eyes light up. A cave? In a room at Camellia Palace? This must be another quest of some kind. This must be the secret the quest mentioned. Whatever this is, I'll clear it. I can't miss out on the doubled experience. Oh, right. I shouldn't go empty-handed. He opens his new inventory, pulling out a basic sword and shield. All right, let's check it out. He steps through the portal into a frozen cavern. A wolf? Quite a big one at that. Big enough to be a demonic beast. The dire wolf lunges. Theo raises his shield, blocking the attack with a grunt. You're pretty strong, you mutt, but I won't lose in a battle of strength. He parries and slashes, but the beast is fast. The hide's pretty thick, and it's fast. Half-hearted attacks won't be enough to injure it. It's no ordinary wolf, that's for sure. He ducks under a claw swipe. If only I could replicate that ray of light, that breathtaking and splendid pure white arc I saw when facing Father's single strike. He tries to mimic the form, but the wolf simply smacks him away. Tsk. Of course, copying it wouldn't be so easy. Single strike, a shortened way to say single strike to bring certain death. If the key is putting my all into a single sword strike, then I'll hone in on the sword skills and secret arts that rely on speed that Evelyn taught me. And stab! He dodges and thrusts, burying his blade in the wolf's eye. It howls in agony. Good! He dodges another pounce. I can do this! This isn't a quick trip. The system shows us the passage of time. 2 whole months. For 2 months, Theo is trapped in this frozen hell. He is a blur of motion, his jester's footwork becoming second nature. He hunts, he bleeds, he levels. The system windows pop up one after another. You have leveled up. You have leveled up. He's panting, covered in cuts, standing over a literal mountain of wolf corpses. You have hunted 170 demonic beasts. Demonic beasts in dungeon, 1/171. He looks at his shattered dagger. Is this all I have left? I almost died a few times, but this thing saved me. He thinks of the beginner's healing potion. It was pretty rough at the start, but it got easier as I leveled up. But time flies, for it to have already been 2 months. When there's only one left, that usually means the boss is about to appear. Entering the 5th floor, he tosses his broken dagger. This thing isn't usable anymore. He reaches into his inventory. Is this all I have left? A ceremonial sword I got from Mother for my birthday. The memory is bitter. His 10th birthday. His mother beaming, "Happy birthday, my dear son," and his own cold reply, "Mother, the awakening ceremony is upon us. I have no time to waste on birthday presents. Good equipment doesn't change one's bloodline. Please leave." He grips the hilt, his shame palpable. Whatever the case may be, I won't repeat the mistakes of my previous life. This is the boss room. A strong demonic beast will appear. Please be cautious. A massive scaled beast erupts from the ice. A dragon? No, thankfully it's just a lesser drake. Ragnars are said to be descendants of dragons, and the final boss of this weird quest is draconic. Is it merely a coincidence? I don't know, but one thing is for sure. I need to defeat this thing to clear the quest. But can I actually win? It's still a kind of dragon. Let's try using the single flash. I practiced it enough against the dire wolves. It might not be on par with Father's dragon flash, but if I utilize my dragon heart to the maximum, I should be able to seriously wound it. He charges, his sword glowing with white light. He unleashes the arc, slashing the drake across its jaw. It worked! He's thrown back by the impact. I was hoping to pierce its brain, but it seems my attack didn't reach that far. But I've seen the possibilities. Jester's footwork. He zips around the beast, a phantom dodging its snaps. I might be able to win. Distract it first, and then go for a weak point. The drake roars. The lesser drake's fear dominates the battlefield. Theo stumbles. The fear status effect has caused a 10% decrease in movement. Damn it! My body! The drake's tail smashes him, sending him flying into an ice wall. I guess it's a boss for a reason. It'll be bad if I let this drag out. I need to aim for its weak point for a quick finish. And a dragon's weak point is the reverse scale. He dodges under a claw, leaps onto the beast's back, and with all his strength, drives his mother's sword deep into the one glowing backward-facing scale on its neck. The beast roars, and then collapses, dead. Congratulations, you have successfully hunted a lesser drake. Theo pants, leaning on his sword. It started thrashing out of nowhere when I touched its reverse scale. I really thought I was done for. Good thing it wore itself out over time. The scale is still its weak spot after all. You have obtained lesser drake's tooth. You have obtained lesser drake's claw. An enhancement material for weapons, huh? Increases durability and sharpness. I should use these to repair my sword. I got it from Mother after all. Hunting that drake really wore it down. You have obtained skill. Lesser drake's fear. Huh? A skill? Dragon killing intent? But I heard only the chosen ones can use that. I never thought I would get the chance to try. No, I'm not really sure this'll be useful in Ragnar. That place is swarming with powerhouses after all. Camellia Palace dungeon cleared. Theo, caked in blood and grime, finally steps out of the dungeon, back into his room. Anyway, with this, I've completed the quest. Congratulations. You have successfully cleared Scenario Quest number 1. For clearing the Scenario Quest, you will receive the following reward. Nest Compass. Nest Compass? Is this related to the next quest somehow? Whatever it is, I'll keep it for now. I'm so exhausted. I should just go back to my room to rest. As he stumbles down the hall, a maid runs up, frantic. Young Master Theo, there you are. There's something urgent. Oh my, look at you. Where have you just been? Nowhere, really. What's the matter? There's a brawl happening in training ground number 4 right now. Theo just sighs. What? Shortly after, he arrives at the training ground. It's packed. There are even more people now. Tell me about it. At this point, we should change training grounds. Now that word's gotten around that the clan head taught young Master Theo single strike. We keep getting more and more people who want to spar with him. A new, sneering voice cuts through the crowd. Hey there, you lackeys! When on earth is your oh-so-incredible young master coming? It's Henry Morris, an apprentice from the Plum Blossom Palace. It's been 2 months now. Where's he been? I thought he never missed a day of training. I guess the coward ran away after that fake story of his spread too far. Another lackey snickers. It might be a total lie since he did win the trial, but there were no witnesses. He must have exaggerated it. Sybil, Theo's first follower, steps up. Henry? Sybil! How dare a dropout fucker like you? You hideous shitfaces! Sybil roars. You're nothing compared to the young master. Sybil, you of all people shouldn't comment on someone's appearance. Whatever. Sybil fumes. I never liked how these assholes kept coming here to cause trouble, but now they dare insult young Master Theo? Draw your swords. This is war. Henry sneers. These dropout losers must really have a death wish. But just as the two sides are about to clash, the very air in the training ground freezes. A chilling aura drops the temperature, and ice crystals form on the ground. Well, when did Ray Ragnar? A woman with ice blue hair stands among them, her hand on her sword. It's one of the 4 hounds of the north, the frost sword, Ray Ragnar. But the arrivals aren't done. A massive shadow falls over them, and a voice booms, Bwah, ah ha ha. How could you lot leave me out of the fun? The black bear Hulkus Lanky, another of the 4 hounds, crashes into the arena. Even Lanky's here, 2 of the 4 hounds. Hulkus looks around, annoyed. Huh? It's just you guys? Where's Luster Tiger? Are you deaf? I said. Luster Tiger, the master of this training ground. Ray ignores him, her voice cold. I'm here to have a bout against Theo Ragnar, and that's when Theo arrives. He's covered in 2 months of dungeon grime, blood, and pure exhaustion. He sees the brawl, he feels the killing intent from the hounds, and he simply does not have time for this. Hulkus grins. So you're finally here, Theo Ragnar! Theo unleashes the skill he ripped from the Lesser Drake. Skill. Lesser Drake's fear engulfs the battlefield. An overwhelming, suffocating pressure slams into everyone. Theo's only thought is, get lost. I need to rest. Henry Morris and his lackeys instantly collapse, foaming at the mouth, completely knocked out. Hulkus just grins, his own aura pushing back. Such overwhelming killing intent. Bahaha! I knew it. I had a feeling you'd be fun. You're mine, Theo Ragnar. Hulkus leaps, his massive greatsword swinging down like a meteor. But Theo, his stats now monstrous from his dungeon grind, doesn't flinch. He deflects the massive blade with his one-handed sword. Hulkus's eyes go wide. My strike was deflected that easily. Ray, watching from the side, is also stunned. I deflected that? Theo doesn't give him time to recover. He attacks, a blur of motion. No way am I taking that, Hulkus roars, bringing his sword up. Try blocking this. Theo Ragnar. He puts all his strength into an overhead chop. Hulkus Lanka, the black bear, has never been outmatched in terms of strength, and yet right now, the sword of that very Hulkus is stopped. Theo, using his mother's ceremonial sword, has caught the blow. He channels his power. Single flash, a brilliant arc of white light. Hulkus is sent flying, crashing into the arena wall, coughing up blood, and faints. The entire training ground is silent. Then it explodes. Whoo! Young Master Theo has defeated Black Bear. He took down one of the 4 hounds with a single strike. Wait a second. Lanky is still alive and well. Theo stands there, panting. I ended up using my full strength to swing without realizing. Good thing it was Hulkus Lanka, known for his toughness. He just fainted. His followers are going wild. Wah! As expected of young Master Theo, he even broke his sword in a single strike. Theo looks down. The ceremonial sword is shattered. The sword Mother gave me? Remington, his new friend, turns to Ray. Why are you so happy about that? Ray Ragnar is smiling. A small, almost invisible smile as she remembers a kind, young Theo from her childhood. Remington is floored. Did she just smile? Ray Ragnar smiled. That evening, at the Camellia Palace, a celebration is underway. Young Master, congratulations. The servants are cheering. A banner reading, Congratulations, Luster Tiger, on your title, hung on the wall. You've worked so hard for such a long time. His mother, Cecilia, is ecstatic, piling his plate high. My son! The mollusks are only caught in very limited quantities from the Idria Sea. Ah, try this too. It's meat from chickens, fed only acorns. Mother, please, stop. He's being force-fed. But as he looks at his mother's happy face, he remembers his cold, cruel past self. He swallows the food. It's delicious, Mother. Cecilia's eyes fill with tears. My son. Then she spots the broken sword on the table. What in the name of... It broke during training. I'm sorry, Mother. It's the precious sword you gave me for my birthday. And yet, that damn old man... She fumes. He swore up and down that because it was made with white snow steelwood and ebony steelwood that it would never break. Ebony steelwood from the southern Gaia jungle? Yes, he said only rare and precious materials were used. But as we can see, that was a complete lie. Theo looks at the broken blade, his mind racing. Ebony steelwood, a peculiar plant that grows by feeding on iron. It retains the flexibility of wood while being as sturdy as steel. I knew it was a good sword, but I didn't realize it was that valuable. Just where did she get this kind of sword? This won't do! Cecilia declares, her old fire back. I'll go and ask him for an explanation. This time, he'd better get me a sword that is perfect for you, my son. People have finally come to see your true worth. We need to be even more meticulous now, more than ever. And besides, the awakening ceremony is less than a week away. I can't allow you to attend with a shabby old sword. Since we're already talking about it, let's go right away. Theo, still covered in dungeon grime, asks, where do you plan to go? Cecilia's voice is filled with absolute resolve. The best workshop in all of Winterra, the Basque workshop. And there we have it. The tutorial is officially over. In just 2 months, Theo has gone from the imbecile of Ragnar to the Luster Tiger. He survived the clan head's ultimate test, seized his enemy's fortress, conquered a hidden dungeon, and taken down one of the legendary 4 hounds in a single blow. He has new skills, a new title, and the loyalty of powerful allies. But his enemies are not sleeping. Axion has been ordered to take his head, and the awakening ceremony, the final battlefield for the new generation, is less than a week away. Now, Theo and his mother are headed to the greatest forge in the land, a place of legends, to craft a weapon worthy of a true successor. What awaits them in the Basque workshop? And will Theo be ready for the storm that's coming? We'll find out in the next part of our recap.